Hello there! Star Wars ships and vehicles have been a fun part of collecting. The Micro Galaxy Squadron by Jazwares has a lot of great vehicles and ships being released over the years. I would like to share with you and highlight a few of those that I have added to my collection. Jazwares has released a lot of great looking ships in their Micro Galaxy collection. In this episode, I'd like to share with you 5 vehicles that I own from season 1, 2, and 3 that I don't think I've shown on the show yet. And I'd also like to explain why I have doubles of some of these ships. I hope that you will double down and give this video a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's get started with Series 1. Now we're going to start with the smaller ship, and then we're going to work our way up to the bigger ships. So Series 1, we've got this one right here, which is the V-Wing Starfighter. Starfighter class. This is from Series 1. In fact, this is the one that I was actually playing with earlier. I did have 2 of these, so I decided to open one up just to see what it's like. And it's lighter than I thought it would be. It's not quite as heavy-duty construction as I was thinking it would be. But, like I said, I've got 2 of them. As we look at the ship, we can see it is actually a really good-looking ship. Comes with 2 figures, the clone pilot and R4P17. As I noticed when I pulled this out, there is a little slot here for the droid to fit in. And of course, the cockpit does open so that you can put the pilot inside of the cockpit. And it snaps shut nice and tight, so when you're zooming around, you don't lose your pilot anywhere. Another little thing is I think these wings, if I remember right, yes, these wings do move, so you can try them in different configurations and so forth. The landing gear does move in, as you can see, so kind of a neat looking ship. Has a few nice little features on it. But like I said, this is just a small one. We have some that are much bigger than this one to go through. So there we have it, the V-Wing Starfighter. Okay, the next one we have here is quite a bit bigger than this one. And it's not a ship per se, it's a vehicle. And it happens to be the AT-TE Dreadnought class vehicle. As we look at this, it comes with a wide variety of characters to play with. It comes with Captain Rex, a clone pilot, and 3 clone troopers. One nice little feature I like on this thing is not only do you get the vehicle and a lot of figures to go with it, you also have a little speeder bike up here to go along with it. When we look at the back of the box, we can see that it holds up to 11 figures, which is kind of nice in case you have some other ones from some other vehicles you have. And it holds up to 2 speeders. Like I said, it comes with 1. Does have a turret at the top that does spin. There are different aspects of the ship that do remove so that you can put things in. And the legs move around so that you can walk it across the floor if you want. This is a fairly big ship. I thought maybe it would be a little heavier, so I'm a little afraid that this might be pretty lightweight as far as playing with. I have a feeling it might be more for looks than it is playing. But it is a sharp looking ship. When we look at it a little closer, I like that it's got scorch marks on it. It looks a little beat up. It's got dirt all over it. It's a very well used ship as far as what it looks like. Of course, this ship comes from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So, I said at the beginning of the video that there are a few of these that I bought 2 of. Well, I bought this one, and it was at regular price for $39.84. I thought it was a cool looking ship, so I kind of wanted to add it to the collection. Well, after I bought that one, I found it on sale at Walmart. How much was it on sale? Because yes, I did pick up a second one. Thought, well, this would be kind of fun if I ever do something as far as making dioramas and stuff go. I'll have 2 of these ships to make a diorama with. I bought the second one for $15. Yeah, I bought this for less than the cost of a vintage action figure. How can you pass that up? I couldn't. I had to have it. So that's really the reason I have two of them. One would have been fine, but at 15 bucks, no, I can't pass that. Sorry. That one's coming home with me. The next vehicle that we have here is from Series 2 of the Micro Galaxy Squadron. And this happens to be the Republic LAAT Starship class ship. And it's another one of those big ships that they could use to get clones from point A to point B. This is for on the ground. This is for planet to planet. When we look at the box, we can see it comes with two figures, a clone pilot and a clone trooper. Clone trooper is pretty much the same thing. The clone pilot has a yellow helmet on this one. And it's just a neat looking ship. Lots of different workings on this one. When we look at the back of the box, we can see that various parts of the ship open. You can put your figures in a couple different areas. It does have spinning turrets as far as firepower and stuff goes. Of course, the main cockpit opens up so that you can put your troopers in and everything. Overall, it's a really good looking ship. I like this ship. Could be bigger. I think it's kind of small compared to the size of the figures. I think it should have maybe been just a little bit bigger than this. But what can I complain about? Especially when I picked this one up on sale for $9.99. 10 bucks. Again, got a nice big ship here for less than the cost of a vintage collection figure. Not sure what the original price was, but I'm sure it was somewhere between, maybe around 30 bucks would be my guess. Now, also in Series 2, I do have a larger ship. One that's in a larger box even than these. What could that possibly be? Well, that would be Ahsoka Tano's T6 Shuttle, also part of the Dreadnought class. This is a cool looking ship and very wide. And that's the way Ahsoka's ship is. It's just a big ship. As far as figures go, we have, I guess you could say 3.5 figures. We have Sabine Wren, Ahsoka Tano, and Professor Huyang. And I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a little droid down there or an attachment for a droid. This one's got a little weight to it. Okay? Ship that big should have a little weight to it. When we look at the side, we can see that there are some nice features to it. Of course, the cockpit opens so you can put your characters in. The wings do move around so that you can play around with those just a little bit. In fact, it looks like the wings might even detach. The cockpit holds 4 people, as we can see from the back of the box. Also has a storage compartment room area. And the figure can also be put in the turret on the side. So some very nice features. I could see some very good playability with this one. And I just like the layout of the ship. This is a cool looking ship. Of course, the box would have got even bigger if they would have had the whole ship together, but they do have this wing off. It's kind of behind the ship in here. So when you open the box, you'll have to take that wing and pop it on. And if you do that, that ship's probably going to be about this wide by the time we're done. Pretty big toy for somebody to play with. Now this one, didn't get this one on sale. Got this at regular price. But I thought the price was fairly decent. $34.99. I didn't think that was bad when you consider this was about 40 bucks. So I wasn't going to complain too much. Now, remember I said I had 4 ships. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got one left. And this is a big one. This one is a doozy. This next ship is from the Rebels TV show. And if you know anything about Series 3 of this toy brand, you probably have a good idea what this ship is, because I think it's the biggest one released in Series 3. In fact, it's one of the biggest ships released by Jazwares in the Star Wars lineup. So have you guessed what ship it is? Give you a moment to think. Okay, moment's up. It is the Ghost. Yes, this is where so much of the TV series takes place on. This is the headquarters of our little band of rebels from that TV show. And this thing is huge. I thought this one was big, but you look at this. You know, this one might be wider when you get the wings on it, but this one's bigger overall, and this one's got a little weight to it. So who do we have with this one? Well, as far as figures go, we have Jazwares. I think I said that completely wrong, but I'm going to go with that. It's got Zeb, and Kanan Jarrus, Sabine Wren, and Hera Syndulla. A little more coloring to this one than we've seen on some of the past ships. What kind of things does it have with it? Well, when we look at the back of the box here, we can see that there are various compartments that can be opened to put figures in, including the gun turrets. This one has lights and sound, which is one reason it's a heavier ship. There's electronics in this one. It also has a place toward the back here that if you bought the Ghost as a separate ship, which I think was probably a little bigger than this, if you have the Ghost, you could put the Ghost onto this ship. So you can make a complete package. Now the Ghost is an assault class vehicle. This one is meant to fight. It's got plenty of firepower, plenty of places to shoot from. If you've watched the TV show, you know that there is a lot of power going on. When we look at the front a little more, like I said, there is a lot of color on this one. It does look pretty sharp. You know, it's almost tempting to open this box up and just play with it, just to see what in the world it is capable of doing. Now, one thing I've noticed reading this thing over a little bit more is the lights and sounds are motion activated, which is kind of a neat thing for kids playing with this. How much did this one cost? Well, this one I had to splurge a little for. It was $59.99. Yeah, it's probably one of the most expensive ships I bought in this line, but I really wanted the Ghost. This I thought was a really good piece to add to the collection. In fact, I thought it was so good, yes, I bought a second one. But I did not pay the same price for this one. This one I got on a really good deal. Okay, so this one was, what did I say? $59.99. Okay, so 60 bucks. We'll say 60 bucks. This one was lower than 40 bucks. It was lower than $30. Yeah, lower than half price. It was lower than $20. When I tell you the price, you're going to understand why I bought a second one. This one, I only paid $15 for. I got the Ghost for less than the price of a vintage collection figure. Notice I've been saying that an awful lot in this video. I could not pass that up, and I have a feeling if they would have had a couple of these at that price, I might have bought a couple of them, because I think these would make great gifts for somebody, especially at a $15 price. So, I do have two, and at some point, I may open this up. But as of right now, no. I'm not going to open it up quite yet. Besides, I have my Star Wars logo back here to put together, my Lego Star Wars that I talked about in the last video. Well, what do you think? Like I said, paid some regular price for some, but got some really good deals on the other one. Have you ever found these on sale? And what kind of prices did you pay for them when you did buy them on sale? Or what did you see them on sale for? Like I said, couldn't pass this up and the Ghost when I saw it going for 15 bucks. That was a little too cheap. I couldn't leave that sit on the shelf. And, you know, I always look at it too, okay, it's been on the shelf for a while. Nobody's bought it yet. I may as well take it up myself and bring it home. Well, that brings us to an end for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell so that you're notified when new videos are posted. And of course, it wouldn't hurt if you shared it with a friend or two. Spread the love. Spread the love of collecting. I do appreciate it when you show your support. Well, until next time, may the Force be with you, and keep collecting.